Hi everyone, my name is Eric Snow. What I'm going to show you today is a demo on how to use Camtasia on a Mac to record a software demo. So the first screen we're looking at here is just to show you the versions of software that I'm using 10.8 on my OS, and I went ahead and downloaded the latest update for Camtasia 2, so I'm on 2.5. First thing we're going to do is set our screen resolution. To do that, we're going to go into our system preferences, hit the displays, and what we're going to do right now is just check and make sure that it's set to the highest available. It is at 1440 by 900, so I'm going to exit out of System Preferences. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a folder on my desktop. This is where I'm going to be storing all my assets. So you can see right now it's empty. I'm going to go ahead and open up Camtasia. Okay, so Camtasia is open, and what you're looking at here is the Camtasia project window. So this is not what we're going to use right away, because what we want to do is we want to record the screen while the software is being demoed. So a smaller app that's included as part of the Camtasia suite of apps is the recorder. So what we want to do is we're going to minimize this, hit the file drop-down menu, and select new recording. That opens up the recording toolbar. So it has a few options. You don't need to worry about using the built-in mic, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. We're not going to use the laptop camera. What we're going to do is record the screen. So when you hit this triangle here, it's going to give you a few options. Sometimes when people are recording demos, they get tempted by these other options to set custom regions. So you can see what it's doing right now is it's telling me where on the screen this is going to be recording. Sometimes if presenters have a messy desktop or they want to try and just record the window if they're doing a browser-based client, sometimes they try and do this. I want to recommend that you do not do this. I will be going through and doing all the scaling and cropping and zooming to get rid of anything that's in recording that we don't want. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and select full screen. You can see there that it's showing me that it's going to be recording full screen. Okay, so now that my settings are set on my Camtasia toolbar, what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and start the recording. So there's two ways to do this. One, you can hit the red record button right here. The other thing you can do is use this drop down that appears when you're inside Camtasia. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and hit this record button, and this is going to start Camtasia recording everything that's happening on my screen. So you notice the countdown. Okay, now it's recording. You can tell that it's recording because this turned to red. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and minimize my Finder window. I'm going to pull up what it is that I want to demo. So what I've done here is just directed Chrome to my company website. A lot of the presenters that I work with at software companies in particular have browser-based clients that they are demoing, and we'll use Chrome to do that. So one of the things to look out for is try and find a good height to width ratio on your browser window and just leave it for the entire demo. Don't be scaling and adjusting and moving your browser around during the demo. I will do the scaling and adjusting and zooming in post. What we want to do is just get a good solid recording of the entire process that's wide and lets me zoom into the important parts. A lot of things at times I see presenters also circling their mouse or moving things around or just not being deliberate with their mouse movements. It makes it a challenge for the viewer to really follow what it is that you're doing. Another thing that presenters often run into is they will have a fixed pixel size for the client. I know that, for example, some of the vSphere web clients will often have a fixed size, and they'll be tempted to want to try and record just this window. Don't do that, because what's going to happen is the mouse is going to go outside the window and people follow the mouse with their eye. The mouse helps orient them and draw their attention. And so if the mouse leaves the recording window, people get confused. So what you want to do is, with fixed height to width clients, put it in one spot, keep your mouse inside the client the entire demo and go through and do your demo. So what I'm going to do is go through and do my demo, hit all the talking points. If there's processes or login screens or things that are happening where there are long durations of time that you will want to cut out, we will do that in post. That is part of the recording process. So the recording process that you're trying to come up with now is record the video only. You don't need to do the audio. We're going to use this Camtasia project as the video that you will come into the studio and do the voiceover over. So I'm going to go through and do my demo. Not going to worry about the audio. When I get done, I'm going to go up to this drop-down menu, hit stop recording. And so what it just did is it took that recording and it dropped it into my project bin in Camtasia in this project. Right now the project is untitled because we haven't saved it. It also took this clip and it put it into the timeline. So this is my clip right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is, if I feel happy with this, I can, scroll through this and watch this and make sure that everything is in there that I want. I'm not going to worry about trying to get too much of a end edit because that's really my job. Based on what the presenter records using Camtasia, I'll go through and make sure that we're only showing the most important pieces for time, keep it interesting, and keep it moving. Okay, so you'll notice that we have one clip in the timeline, and then what we're going to do is just go ahead and save this. Okay, I'm going to select my Camtasia demo, hit save. One important thing to remember is you're going to want to create a standalone project. Make sure this checkbox is checked, because what you're going to be delivering to me on the day or before the day of the voiceover recording is this Camtasia project. I'll use this Camtasia project to make the final video file. So we're going to go ahead and hit save. Okay, so now we can see that it saved it. I'm going to go ahead and minimize this window. I'm going to go into my Camtasia demo folder, and there it is. There's my Camtasia project. Okay, so we've successfully saved it. One thing I want to show you, in case you want to put multiple recordings in the same Camtasia project and voice them over in one session. This would be if you have, say, several login screens or multiple clients that you're trying to get in and out of for the same demonstration. So what I'll do now is I'll say, okay, I want to put an additional recording in this same Camtasia project. So I'm going to go up here, hit start recording. Okay, it brings up the recording toolbar. All the settings are the same, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit record. The countdown goes again, and now I'm recording another video piece that will be added into the same Camtasia project. Okay, so I move this around a little bit just so we can see what happens when this video file is done. I'm going to hit stop recording, and now I'm back in the Camtasia project, and you can see the new clip has been added to the clip bin. And if I want to, I can bring it down here and drop it into the timeline. So what I'm going to do is just zoom this out a little bit so we can see it. This is our first recording clip in the timeline. This is our second recording clip in the timeline. I can see what happened during it by moving the cursor over it. I was just wiggling the browser around a little bit. So what I would say is, if you have one piece of software or a client or some detail that you're trying to demo, and you have a series of demos, you would put all of the pieces for one demo in into one Camtasia project. Do not put all 10 in the series in the same project. Save a unique Camtasia project for each demo. So what I'm going to do now is just come up here, hit save. I'm going to close out of this project. I'm going to go into my Camtasia demo. There it is, 43 megs. This is what this .cmproj file is, what you will hand off to me before or on the day of recording. And what I'll do is I'll use this file to create a standalone video file that's high res that you will come into the studio and do a voiceover of. This concludes this demonstration. My name is Eric Snow. If you need to get a hold of me, you can find my info on the YouTube channel or on the website. Thank you.